here at Buffalo Wild Wings on a Monday night as we have the best conversation. Typically, the 2 minutes that we're on break, that's when I learn more about what happened and what's going on than we can talk about here with everyone else. But it was solved some of the problems of the world. Yeah, football. Yeah, we did. And but that one's done. Now, in Carthel, let's talk a little bit about Abilene Christian coming up after that, because you got the final 2 weeks at home.
Or we could talk about the 2 wins we had since we last.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, we had a big homecoming win.
This was what
and a big win on the road to
Nichols. Talk about scheduling. I think that the only time we get to come here and beat ourselves for an hour here is after a loss.
Yes,
it's the only time we get to come up here.
I don't know who chose this. Just home games we're doing this, but no, I was really proud of our guys. Big homecoming win, after a tough loss at CeeLo on the road. That was the last time we talked, and went up there and really handled business against Houston Christian, and what a great weekend that was for Nacogdoches SFA and the Lumberjacks, and then going on the road to beat the defending conference champions, the Nichols Cardinals, and a tough team, and had been over a decade since we won down there, and so really proud of the guys in that road trip. We had some, drama there with our bus situation and everything else. We handled that, they handled business, and we got a big win.
There you go. Unaware of the drugs, since I'm no longer in charge of transportation, I'm taking Impala station wagons now over at Rochester, so I was unaware that you had bus situations in Thibodeau, but yet obviously you overcame it. You played well down there, and you at that point you talked about Nichols being the best defense perhaps you'd seen to that point in the season. And I thought you did a good job against them down with that side.
He did. Offense, it took a while to come alive, but really exploded there for 28 points over about a 7-minute period, and that was more than enough. We had said first one to 28 wins, and that was the case. And this past week, first one to 20 wins, and no one ever made that. But, no, that was a good road trip. It was, the bus driver situation. That was a story from off the radio. I nearly had to whoop him. And I did fire him, and I mean, we had a rogue bus driver, and it was not a healthy situation for our players and staff, and so I sent him home. He deadheaded home in an empty bus, and we all loaded up in the other buses and just got comfy coming home.
Okay.
But that's another chapter in my book of coaching that I think I never write. But anyway, that was a great trip for us. Obviously, the only downfall was just Sam, getting banged up and not being able to play. But this past week, he's working. He's on the mend, and hopefully we can get him back soon.
Yep. So again, so you had the win over the Colonels, the win over Houston Christian, and this past week at Texas A&M Conference, East Texas A&M. Now these final 2 against the Colonel is coming Saturday here at 2 p.m. And then the final game of the regular season,
Abilene Christian will be
Abilene Christian. They're hot. The FCS committee has them ranked. They're 15th in the FCS committee ranking right now as far as postseason play.
So obviously, as they should be, they're 6-3 right now, I believe is their record, and they're playing for a United Athletic Conference championship. It's them and Carthel. So the winner of this week's game will be the UAC champion, and it'll be interesting to see how they're playing. They've got a really good offense, really good quarterback. It's going to be an interesting last 2 weeks for those guys, because if they win, which I'm kind of hoping they do this week, now they're coming in. We're playing back-to-back conference champions, Southland champs and UAC champs. Gives us a chance to, maybe punch our ticket and show a committee that we're worthy, even with where we're set. But so I'm hoping they win. But if they lose, now they're coming into town 6-7-4. We'll be hopefully 7-4, and now we give them their 5th loss, knock them out in the playoffs, and hopefully us in their spot. So bottom line, the only thing that matters is that we find a way to slow down the Carnivore and get that first win to set up an even bigger game that last week of the season.
So this coming Saturday, let's talk a little bit about that one without giving away any trade secrets here. But you mentioned the Carnivore; they're scoring average about 42 points a game over their last 6 coming in here. They like to throw it all over the place. I mean, the last couple of head coaches that were there. This is the 3rd guy that's been there 5 years. I think third head coach in 5 years. G.J. Kinney, who was there last year, is at Texas State now, and
he wasn't there long.
No, just a year, I think.
Yes.
And the guy prior to him is for Texas.
Right.
So I mean, they've gone down there, they've won, and they move along, but they've got a plan in place, and they're making it work down there.
Well, they've got a pretty good setup with NIL, and they're spending some money on that roster. They've had back to back big time quarterbacks. And that's the name of the game, is get you a quarterback, and then throwing the ball around. And they're a high octane offense, very similar to ours. And so I think they're on a good run. It will be a good matchup. On paper, it's the number one offense in the Southland going up against the number one defense in the Southland. Something's got to give. I think that will be a fun matchup to watch, and I don't expect us to shut them out or anything like that. I mean, those guys in our offense too, as much. It's going to be up tempo. The pace is going to be. It'll be an exciting, I think, game to watch as a fan, and hopefully we can stop them and slow them down, and then hopefully we can find our rhythm again offensively and start putting some points on the board. Only scoring 14 points, you're not going to win many games that way. But hopefully we can find a way to do that this week.
And then again, for the first time this season, a 2 p.m. start here at Homer Price Stadium. And thoughts on that? I mean, personally, I like the fact that we play at 2 o'clock. It kind of gets the day going. You're middle of the afternoon, bright sunshine. It should be a perfect afternoon for football, and it will be fun to play a 2 o'clock game at home.
It will be a beautiful day. I think 2 o'clock sets up perfect. You can get up, get in the deer stand, shoot you a big buck, get it cleaned and dressed, get to the stadium, then time to do a little tailgate, have fun, enjoy a good, high-octane, exciting football game, and then you got time to go to dinner with the family. So I love them. I wish we could play everything and every game at 2 o'clock, but last time I checked, 2 o'clock in September or August, it's kind of tough.
It's kind of tough.
Until we get that dome stadium, air conditioning, let's don't do it.
But because of TV, I think the first football game, actually the second football game I went to this season, because ours was the first one on a Thursday night, August 31st. And then the following Saturday, I was in Stillwater, Oklahoma, when it kicked at 11 a.m. on September the 2nd.
I bet that was warm.
It was kind of toasty, but not as bad as Stillwater could be, I guess, at noon on this first Saturday in September. But it's still, those are the chances you take.
Those 11 a.m. kicks, those are tough because you got to get your butt up really early. Get a pregame meal, meetings, through. I mean, sometimes you got to do it in the playoffs. I wouldn't recommend it just the regular season. I like the 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock's not bad, but when you get here in October, November, 2 o'clock's the way to go.
Yep. So you get your chance to come see this team Saturday afternoon at 2 against Incarnate Word, and then a week from Saturday, Lumberjacks close out the regular season against Abilene Christian. That also at 2 o'clock. We got Debbie Humphreys coming up here in a moment, but I want everybody again that's listening or thinking about it, come out and back this football team. It'll be a good football game this Saturday. You'll see a lot of points, and the guys who are score more than those who are in life.
If you're selling, I'm buying. Let's make it happen.
38-35.
You're calling it.
That's it.
I'll take it.
Chris Campos from 51 yards.
Just to break it over.
That'd be the first score of the game. 3-0, and then 7 touchdowns after 5 touchdowns after that.
Let's make it happen.
Okay, let's do it. And you don't have to, stall a drive. Go ahead and take one early if you can get it.
If we can score more than 38, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to make you Nostradamus. Nope. Let's just get the W.
There you go. So the Jacks Saturday at 2 o'clock against Incarnate Word. Quick timeout. Debbie Humphreys coming up after this on the Lumberjacks Sports Network from Learfield.